Okay guys, welcome back. Dito sa video na ito, ipapatuloy natin yung ginawa natin kahapon. And since yesterday, we have now grown the number of words doon sa research natin na mahabang article, which by the way is gonna be used as a script for a video. It's also gonna be used as a script for a podcast. It's also gonna be used as a blog article, and the final version after all the editing is gonna be used as a book content. So we are now up to around 7 pages, which is good progress considering na grabe yung research involved. In the course of several hours of just going back and forth in Google and all these government and research websites, umabot na siya ng around 28. Hindi ko pa nagamit yung last na tatlong references. It's just here to remind me to look at them again and see what I can integrate into this content. So we are now up to 28 references in just a few hours. And one of the things that I did, since mahaba na yung book, is right here in Microsoft Word, you can click on the View tab at the top. Tapos there is an option here on the right side called Split Window. So View, then click on Split. Once you click on that, you can select gaano kalaki yung hati niya sa screen. So I'm just gonna put it right here. And what that does is, mapansin nyo, as I scroll up this area here at the top, I can type at the top and then makastay yung other side of the monitor or the laptop here on the references side, para hindi na ako siging akyat baba tapos malayo masyado yung gina-travel nung itong scroll. And I apologize kung a bit noisy kasi I'm working outside. So, that's one of the good things about working from home is you can work outside, you can work while you're eating, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm inside a Japanese restaurant. And samahan ko yung wife ko kasi may kamit siya na friend on the other table. And so continuing with the work, I wanted to add a reference here where I made a statement that obesity is a leading cause of many other diseases that we will discuss later. So I wanted to add a reference there. And I did a search in Google for obesity and other diseases, and the first result is from the National Institute of Health, so NIH. And so I'm just gonna get this resource. And then such as type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, fatty, unahin natin yung mga dangerous, heart disease and stroke, risks for different types of cancer, fatty liver disease, kidney disease, okay, pregnancy, um, insulin resistance, which nabasa ko in another source, sleep apnea, and osteoarthritis. So, isa-cite natin na this is number 29, and then I make a note to myself that, after when I have time, I will turn all these reference numbers into a superscript. But for now, I just, it saves me time, and I want the ideas to just flow. And the process for me writing the entire article is just, when I read something, tapos meron akong maisip na tanong, marami akong questions na naiisip, babalik ko sa Google kasi parang curiosity, that's how the article flows. It comes from the questions na parang naiisip ko. And even though hindi ko alam yung exact answer, naiisip ko rin na, yeah, if I were the reader, parang it would be helpful kung sasagutin ko yung question na yon. So, it's kind of a curiosity, and in a way, also thinking for the reader na what information ang mas makakatulong sa kanila para mas maintindihan nila how do they take care of their children, and just how important is this is knowing or understanding the knowledge about this. And so health risks of being overweight. Okay. And let's look for a date. Kailan ito siya na-publish, which is February 2015. Again, my format is probably wrong. So, I'll just review. Later ko na to i-review itong formatting nitong mga references. We'll just get the content running first. So, I'm quite satisfied na with this sentence. And back upan siya ng reference. So, I'll go ahead and proceed to the next thing here, which is ADD. ADD statistics. Tingnan natin. ADD is attention deficient disorder, I think. And ang ADHD naman is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So let's confirm that para madagdag ko din sa dito sa nakasulat. ADHD meaning attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So mga hyper sila. And the other one is, anong meaning ng ADD? Attention deficit disorder. Or ADD. Okay, and so the percent of children with an nasabi ko na ba ito? Tingnan natin ha. The percentage of children who have ADHD have been increasing from 7.8% in 2003 to 9.5% in 2007, and finally and eventually to 11% in 2011 to 2012. And I'm a bit unsatisfied dito sa sentence na to kasi parang medyo mahirap siya i-rewrite ba, no? Kasi parang yung numbers, gano'n. So, I might change this later. ADHD has been increasing. Diagnosis of ADHD has been increasing 7.8 2012. Okay, then let's cite this one, number 30. According to the CDC, okay, it's better. So some states range from 5.6% diagnosis rate to 18.7% diagnosis, 6% of children diagnosed with ADHD, and 18.7%. So yung first is in Nevada. Children in Kentucky. Among children of age 4 to 17. Among children aged 4 to 17 years old has been increasing. According to CDC, the number of children ADHD children aged 2 to 5 has increased uh, by over 50% from the 2007 to 2008 survey. Furthermore, diagnosis of ADHD, this means 237,000 children aged 2 to 5 years uh, have ADHD. And then I have another question in my mind that I think the readers would be interested in if we add it here. And that question is, how does ADHD affect yung learning doon sa mga schools? So, there is a website, and I'm not sure this would be a good source, but it's a good start. And let's try also the government website here. And let's see here. And while waiting for that to load, let us begin citing. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Let's check the page last reviewed, page last updated. 2018, January 24. And Centers for Disease Control. Meron palang P ang CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So, Centers for Disease Control. Hanapin natin. Okay. And what teacher C start assignment but doesn't complete them. Okay, so mahirapan sila mag-focus. Ang second is mahirapan sila mag-interact with others. And they are easily distracted doon sa mga ginabigay sa kanila ng mga tasks. So age, yan. ADHD affects children's learning ability because children, if they have it, they will have difficulty in focusing, difficulty in focusing, are easily distracted, and find it hard to interact well with their classmates, and have trouble interacting with their classmates. So this comes from understood. What is understood? What is this organization? Are they a non-profit? Since may donate naman. So let's read more about their About Us page. And while waiting for that, let us cite the source. Symptoms of ADHD. What teachers see how ADHD impacts learning in grade school? What teachers see how ADHD impacts children in grade school? What teachers see how ADHD impacts learning in grade school? Impacts learning in grade school. Try natin sa ibang connection kay sobrang bagal. And when we are working outside, we just connect through the cell phone. Right here we have LG K4, and Blessy has an LG stylus na phone. And then we just connect through Globe or through Smart. Meron namang mga one day unlimited na internet. About understood, mission, story, experts. Okay, so they seem to be they're a non-profit organization. Okay. Understood.org USA LLC. Okay. Understood.org USA. Linda Morin. Let's look at the date. And there doesn't seem to be a date. So I'm looking inside Google, baka meron silang date dito. And let's see kailan na-cache ng Google. So it was last accessed February 2018. February 7, so yesterday. So we'll not put any date na lang muna there. So this is number 31. And there's another source from Department of Education, so it would be good to cite this as well. They are also having difficulty following rules. And they fail to complete tasks. Identifying and treating U.S. Department of Education 2009 February 13. Okay, so let's move on to ADD. ADD, how does it affect learning? So ADD and ADHD. While waiting for that, excuse me habang magkain muna. really, as I'm doing this task, I'm really enjoying myself because this is a topic talaga na parang passionate ako about health. I'm a very strong advocate of health, and in fact, just this week or a few days ago, I was compiling summary this summary of um, yung mga health na steps or decisions that the family has to make. So every day I would ask my wife to read this with me para ma-review namin, para mas makamake kami ng good decisions. And since I started several years ago studying about ano yung mga healthy na lifestyle, ano yung mga toxins to avoid, and I based these mga principles from World's Healthiest Foods, The Great Cholesterol Myth ni Johnny Bowden at saka ni Stephen Sinatra. I think si Sinatra is a doctor. Then si T. Colin Campbell is a researcher. He wrote the China Study, and he also wrote the whole book, the Rethinking the Science of Nutrition. And also it's based on the Nutrition and Physical Degeneration book by Weston A. Price. Weston Price is a dentist, and he traveled the world, and he visited yung mga liblib na mga tribo. Tapos nagtaka siya bakit doon sa mga tribo na yon walang heart disease, wala silang pimples, wala silang diabetes, and at the same time they also did not have access to refined foods. They had no white flour, they don't have any white rice, they don't have any white sugar, they don't have canned goods. But look at their cardiovascular health. Look at their, they are free from diabetes, na ito yung mga major killers in today's time. And also some of the principles come from Brian Tracy, yung 21 Ways to Live to be 100. I think it's in YouTube. And also the Atkins Diet. And there's also a book called Nourishing Traditions by Sally Fallon. Ang focus ng Nourishing Traditions is yung mga broth na you're cooking food using low temperature. So, that's how passionate I am in this topic. And if you want a copy of this, sure, I'll be able to give it to you. And let's try loading that again. What is ADD? Healthline Understood WebMD. Okay, so people with ADD they have difficulty in processing yung information from a teacher's words, music, video, and written text. Children with ADD have difficulty processing information and focusing. They may appear dreamy or off in another world. I wonder kung pwede ko pa yan kasi They may appear dreamy or their thoughts are elsewhere. Excuse me. So they cannot focus on important information and have trouble with distractions that would normally not affect other children. So let's do that. What is Very Well Mind? Is it a non-profit? Is it just a website na wala lang? Let's double check. So some of those are registered dietitians, mga doctors, and ito doctor din siya. Meron silang medical review board, so at least merong doctor na nagre-review ng information dito. So let's do this. 33. Have trouble with distractions that would normally affect other children. So in focusing gives them problems at school. ADD statistics. So it seems like pareho lang pala yung ADD pati ADHD according dito sa okay. Okay, so ang ADD pala is a type of ADHD pero hindi sila siging galaw, hindi sila hyperactive. So medyo confusing siya. Sabi niya, the confusion dates to 1994. ADD is a type of ADHD, but they are not hyperactive. That's what I learned from here. And we'll take that from um, WebMD. And I think number 32 ito siya. Was November 22, 2016 by Brennan MD. Brennan D. 2016, November 22. ADD versus ADHD. WebMD. Okay. So I'd just like to get one more ADHD statistics. Kasi yung nabasa ko kanina is parang 6 million ba yun? So let's try getting here. So 6.4 million children over 6.4 million children. Their performance in school is affected because they will have difficulty in focusing. Let's take this. Riley E. And Cruci. ADHD by the numbers. Facts, statistics, and view. Okay, so that's it for this video today. I know it was a bit long, but I just wanted to show you what was the work that I was doing today. And of course, I'll be continuing this, but I didn't want it to extend any further kasi, it's the same process again and again. It's just going to Google, asking questions, being curious, and then adding the content here. And then, of course, following the frameworks, the principles that we talked about in the previous videos, the expert's positioning, the 11 principles, and the principles of writing from Dan Kennedy, and keeping things as simple as possible, despite the topic being very medically oriented. We still try to keep it as simple as possible. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching this video, and see you in the next.